Hey, I purchased a jungle. It was on sale. Stay tuned. I'm going to take you on a treasure hunting journey I just recently had and explain the jungles. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. In my greenhouse, yes, I went and took advantage of a super sale they were having. Well, really not that. Well, what happened is I was down Christmas shopping at our local Walmart and back in the garden department. It was one of those days, those Christmas shopping events, I had to end up going up and down every single aisle to figure out what to buy my family for Christmas, each individual, because as we get older, they get harder to shop for. And so my adventures in our local Walmart store took me back to the garden department, and I found these plants. They were marked down. I thought, well, I'll wait till after Christmas, and if they're still there, I'll buy some, because I do have some money in my budget to be able to buy house plants. I'm especially interested in getting houseplants because they purify the air inside the house, which is great. We have that freestanding fireplace that is vent-free, and it puts off, well, it burns up the oxygen, puts out CO2 gases, and plants take that gas, that CO2, and they use it as energy, and they convert it, I think it's called the Krebs cycle, they convert it to energy and purify the air. So some of the plants I chose are specific for cleaning the air, and I specifically was doing it for that purpose. Now, I don't know if you can tell, I purchased 18 plants. I had to stop and count, but I got them at a discount. So I'm just going to let you guys sit back and see the variety of plants I got that I purchased and show you the name of the plant in the tags, because I can't pronounce some of these names. I mean, I took Greek and Hebrew in college, but a lot of this stuff is Latin. I still need to take a Latin class to understand how to pronounce some of these plants correctly. Yep. So here's the plants, their nomenclature, their names, and the original prices and the sale price. Now, I've always fancied myself to have a green thumb. I love growing things. I love planting things. When I saw these plants on sale, it's the end of the year. And some of them, yeah, they're in rough shape. But just like any house plant that you have in your house, as things die off and leaves turn a little bit brown on the end, there's steps you take to try to fix that. Yep, there's pruning. I've been studying on in-home plant care specifically to make sure that my plants are fed appropriately. I purchased some in-house houseplant potting soil. There is a difference between potting soil for outside potting plants and indoor potting plants. I think it has something to do with the pests. Yeah, I do. I also got them some plant food specifically for indoor plants. Now, indoor plants are not very cold tolerant, so I have them out here in the greenhouse for now. Right now, the greenhouse is in the 50s, 60s. It's about 62 degrees out here right now. I do have this heater on out here. I've got extra propane to keep it warm. Plus, these black water barrels we have in here store the heat and release it at night. So the environment in here stays tolerable. It stays warm. I can always come up and come out and crank the heater up because I have a little indicator out here, a little thermometer that transmits data to an electronic thermometer I have above my desk, so I can monitor the temperature out here in the greenhouse at all times. That heater also produces the CO2, just like my fireplace. So my plants in the greenhouse are getting fed, especially during the winter months, because they don't use the heat during the summer months. Now, I do know commercial greenhouses do have a machine that deliberately produces CO2 gases because these commercial growers understand how a plant works. They take the CO2 gases and then they convert them through the miracle of inspiration, transpiration, however they do. I studied it in college. I'm kind of getting old and forgetting, but I think it's called the Krebs cycle. It takes these molecules in, reformulates the molecules, and turns them into different products, creating what they call ATP, which is the energy that the plants use. They convert it to sugars and stuff, and they create, they separate the molecules and they create oxygen. They're making oxygen in here from that gas, and they're also releasing water, H2O. Isn't that interesting? So understanding the science of plants is a fascinating science, just to sit down and look at it, to understand your environment, and especially when you have greenhouses and houseplants, understand what your houseplants need if they're lacking anything. I guess just an oil lamp burning from time to time, or candles will, I'm not sure, it will create the same stuff to help feed your plants. But isn't that interesting? Feeding plants fire, heat, gases. That's what they're designed for. That's what they were created for. To scrub the atmosphere. Thank you, plants. Thank you very much. Friendly plant here. Now, I know some of you have your preferences, your likes and your dislikes over your choice of potting soil. Well, this is my choice. So, yeah, it's a free country. I also wanted to point out that it's this same Walmart store a couple years back in 2017, just before we started filming our reality show for Discovery Channel on Homestead Rescue. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can check out that film project we did. It's available on Amazon, and you know what, there's other links to leave now too, because we've done I've done personally a total of 5 projects, film projects, with Marty Rainey, And then we've done 4 film projects for Discovery Channel and Animal Planet, because the show goes on both networks from time to time, and it seems like every time they do a marathon run, they show our episode, because it turned out our episode in season 2, episode 2, Honey, I Torched the Homestead, according to what the executives told me at Discovery Channel when I was having a phone conference with them, they said it's the fan favorite. It's like, oh golly shucks, how'd we do that? Well, because we were honest and open. And I'm plugging Discovery Channel and Homestead Rescue because it's an awesome show, and the Rainey family are awesome people, and their daughter, Misty Rainey Bilodeau, she built this greenhouse. Yes, she took all the windows that I had accumulated and made a concept design and built the greenhouse for me. And now, hopefully I won't let Misty down in showing her that we're occupying it with houseplants. Like to propagate some of these houseplants and make some more money. My wife has some houseplants over here. She's trying to grow those out to add more. Well, these aren't houseplants. These plants over here are actually for outdoor, for decorating the deck. So we're trying to propagate. I noticed from my plants that there's one that has a warning on it. And I noticed it after I brought it home. Otherwise, I probably would not have purchased it. But it's a pretty plant. I mean, don't you agree? It is a really nice looking plant. But there is a warning on this label. It says, do not propagate. It's prohibited. Meaning they have an exclusive, this company has an exclusive right to this particular plant, which means they probably crossbred it and developed it and got a copyright on it, which I'm not one to step on anybody's copyright, so I promise I will not propagate it. I will plant it in a bigger pot. I'll let it grow, but I promise I will not propagate it. And I have to be careful on future plants when I go get excited about buying plants on sale on these labels. Yeah, propagation prohibited is what it says. So be aware of that. The other plants, I did not notice that disclaimer on there, so I have nothing to worry about those. But as you can see, this fern or this palm has some dead ends on it. I learned how to get rid of those safely and make the plants look more healthier, and that's my goal, is to make sure learn each plant, make sure it's healthy, and make sure it grows and has a really good home in Becky, my wife, in my home here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. Yeah, I was so excited to find these things on sale at the garden department. Yeah, that's the same garden department I found that lawnmower in 2017, the same year we were filming the reality show. I was walking into the garden department. I noticed a guy in the checkout line pushing an assembled lawnmower out. I looked around, and over against the wall, there was a line of lawnmowers. I needed a new lawnmower, so I went over and checked up on it, and they had a lawnmower over there, assembled, brand new, never been used, never had fuel in it, for I think it was $27.30, something like that. Here's the tag. Here's the video of that lawnmower I purchased that day. That was epic. I mean, epic. So check end of season at these big retailers. You'll never know what you find when you're treasure hunting. Yeah, that's another treasure I found when I was treasure hunting at the same place. Now, like I said, I've got to repot all these pots. I mean, right now I'm enjoying the jungle. It's great ambiance out here right now. It's raining outside. It's nice and warm in here. I'm surrounded by plants, which they They make good companions. Anyway, they don't talk back. You don't have to scratch their ear, whatever. You do have to clean them and prune them and feed them and water them. It's like, oh geez, it's just like anything living, but I don't mind. I love to take care of things. Getting ready to repot these. I have a bunch of pots I purchased some years ago. I'm storing them up here on my shelves right now. I have them occupied by the mums that I got from another treasure hunting episode, that I purchased these end of season pots for really cheap. Or the flowers. These are mums. These are actually outside plants, and these will be going out to landscape the backyard. Yep, they will. Anyway, thank you for joining me and allowing me to share with you guys. Right now is the time to go check out your plant stores on what's available, what you guys can buy, and also what you can use as a natural air purifier in your home. I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high on the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up. Click that share button, sharing my videos on your social media platforms. And look out for other ventures. My family, Becky, yeah, my lovely wife, my blushing bride, yeah, I can still make her blush. My daughter, Jamie, and my son, Jeremy. Yeah, tune in. We still have things going on right here at the homestead from time to time. And we'll give you guys an adventure. Be safe. Always be kind. Happy New Year. Bye-bye now.